So I'm going to be talking about, what I'm mainly going to be talking about is covering the topics of the main things that happened in the book Night. And what I got is that in Elie Wiesel's Night, he recounts his horrifying experiences as a Jewish boy under Nazi control. Because of that, their lives have become difficult to manage because of the guards and the prisoners, and the actions that take place in the camp. In the beginning, Elie's family was warned many times for the Jew who had managed to escape from the camp, and came to warn the rest of the Jews, but they wouldn't believe him. As stated by Elie, "Jews, listen to me. That's all I ask you. No money, no pity, just listen to me." He kept shouting in it's a language.
Synagogue?
Synagogue. Between the prayer at the dusk and evening prayer. Even I did not believe him. Page 7. One day they learned that the SS police, also known as secret state police, formed of Germans, were coming to the Jewish neighborhood. When the secret state police arrived at the town, the Jews were split into two ghettos. A small one for the Jews on the outside of the town, and a large one for the people that were in the inside of the town. Elie's family was moved into a large ghetto. Then they stayed there for quite a while, until one day the SS police came and put the people on some train carts, which were headed to the camps. During their time on the train cart, there was a woman on the cart, and she kept on having flashes of things she saw, and what she thought was going to happen. As stated by Elie, there was a moment of panic. Who had screamed? It was Mrs. Shanter, standing in the middle of the car, in the faint light filtered through the window. She looked like a withered tree in a field of wheat. She was howling, pointing through the window. "Look, look, it's this fire. This terrible fire. Have mercy on me." Page 25. When they finally pulled up to the camp, people saw smoke and fire. Everyone just turned and looked at her, while she sat down and kept silence. When everyone was let out of the carts, the SS police officers split into two groups, men and women. That was the last time Elie Wiesel saw his mother and his sister, Zipporah, I think? Yeah. The men had to go and say their age and profession. If the profession was of no use, then they would be put into the crematorium. As stated by Elie, flames, huge flames, were rising from a ditch. Something was being burned there. A truck drew close and unloaded it holds small children, babies. Yes, I see that. No, wait. Yes, I did see this with my own eyes. Children thrown into flames. Page 32. Luckily, Elie and his father were both put into the group. No, wait. Luckily, Elie and his father were both put into group to work. This was the start of Elie's life in a concentration camp. But what he did not know was the pain and horror that would last for 4 years. During Eliezer's time in the Holocaust camp, he blamed God for the Holocaust and him doing nothing to put an end to it. As stated by Eliezer, "Where is God? How can I believe? How can anyone believe in this God of mercy?" Page 77. In that quote, it shows how God is starting to separate from him. Elie Wiesel lost... Elie Wiesel lost his faith in God due to many hardships he faced. During the Holocaust, Elie cannot imagine living without faith in God, but his faith is shaken by his experience during the Holocaust. Because of the people that were in the Holocaust camp were not good, many people in Germany during the time disliked the Jews. The person who started the idea of the concentration camps was a man named Adolf Hitler. He wanted all people in the world to have blonde hair and blue eyes. If you don't, you would be exterminated from the society for good, just like in the book. During the time of the concentration camps, over 700,000 Jews were killed. That time was mainly known as the Holocaust. A majority of the Jews held prisoners died in these camps because of starvation, injuries, etc. But in other cases, some would manage to survive. For example, one of those people was Elie Wiesel. He was 15 years old when he and his family were deported to the Nazis to Auschwitz. His mother and his younger sister died, and his two older sisters survived. Elie and his father were later transported to Buchenwald, where his father died shortly before the camp was destroyed. In April 1945, over all the bad things that happened in the end, Elie gets the chance to witness the suffering that he experienced and observed in concentration.